You know you need a boundary. You need to decline another assignment. Stop responding to messages late at night. Protect time for sleep, family, or recovery. But as soon as you consider saying no, guilt appears. You worry that you will disappoint someone. You fear being labeled difficult, selfish, unreliable, or uncommitted. So you say yes, even when your body, schedule, and emotional capacity are already saying no. Then you become exhausted, frustrated, and sometimes resentful toward the very people you agreed to help. This is one of the hidden patterns that keeps burnout alive. You protect everyone else from disappointment by repeatedly absorbing the cost yourself. Healthy boundaries are not a rejection of responsibility. They are a way of defining what you can realistically and sustainably give. Today, we will explore how to set those boundaries clearly without allowing guilt to make every decision for you. Hello, I'm Dr. Vincent Njoku, author of Burnout to Breakthrough and founder and CEO of Nutriflex AI. In Lesson 7, we explored how to interrupt the burnout cycle using the 4R framework: recognize, reduce, restore, and reach out. We also discussed the importance of protecting your capacity. That protection often requires boundaries. In this lesson, you will learn what a healthy boundary actually is, why setting one can trigger guilt, how to identify where a boundary is needed, how to communicate limits clearly and professionally, what to do when other people resist, and how to maintain a boundary without becoming rigid or disconnected. The goal is not to eliminate every uncomfortable feeling. The goal is to stop treating discomfort as evidence that your boundary is wrong. A boundary defines what you are responsible for, what you can reasonably provide, and what you will do to protect your time, energy, health, values, and responsibilities. It is not an attempt to control another person. You can communicate your limit and decide how you will respond if that limit is not respected. For example, I am not available for non-urgent work calls after 7 p.m. I will respond the following morning. That statement does not prevent someone from calling. It explains your availability and what they can expect from you. Similarly, I can take responsibility for the presentation or the report this week, but I do not have the capacity to complete both by Friday, which should take priority. This does not reject accountability. It brings capacity into the decision. Boundaries and walls are not the same. A wall may be rigid and defensive. A healthy boundary allows connection while protecting what is necessary. It can also be flexible when circumstances genuinely require flexibility. The important question is whether flexibility is a conscious exception or whether every request is being treated as an emergency. Guilt often appears when you believe you have violated an important value. But not all guilt means you have done something wrong. Sometimes guilt appears because you have done something unfamiliar. You may have learned that being a good employee means always being available. When you begin setting limits, your nervous system may interpret the change as a threat to belonging, approval, or safety. Ask yourself, is this guilt telling me that I violated my values or that I interrupted an old pattern? That distinction matters. When you avoid a difficult no, you may create a much larger cost later. Without boundaries, you may overcommit and miss deadlines, sacrifice sleep and recovery, become emotionally unavailable at home, develop resentment, or continue operating until your body forces you to stop. Every yes consumes something: time, energy, or concentration. Before agreeing to a request, ask, if I say yes to this, what am I saying no to? You may be saying no to sleep, to your family, or to the capacity you need for tomorrow. Resentment, dread, and repeated exhaustion can sometimes point toward a missing boundary. Consider whether you say yes immediately and regret it later, or accept responsibility for problems you did not create. Resentment reveals that you repeatedly agreed to something you did not have the capacity or willingness to provide. Many boundary problems begin because we answer too quickly. A request is made, anxiety appears, and yes escapes before we have evaluated the consequences. You do not always owe an immediate answer. Create a pause using language such as, let me review my current commitments and get back to you, or I need to check my schedule before I confirm. During the pause, ask, do I genuinely have the capacity? Is this my responsibility? What will this require me to postpone? A thoughtful response is more responsible than an automatic yes that you cannot sustain. When you need to communicate a boundary, use the CLEAR framework. C is for clarify the limit. Instead of, I need people to stop bothering me, clarify, I will not respond to work messages after 7 p.m. L is for link it to reality. I am protecting that time so I can be fully focused the next day. E is for express it directly. Use clear and respectful language without lengthy apologies. A is for alternative. Offer an option you can support, like I can deliver it Friday instead. And R is for reinforce through action. Your actions teach people how to interpret your words. Here are practical examples. When your workload is full, I do not have the capacity to add this without affecting current priorities. Which task should be delayed? When a deadline is unrealistic, I can complete this by Friday. If Wednesday is required, we need to reduce the scope. When declining a request, I appreciate you considering me, but I'm unable to take this on. Notice these are direct without being hostile. A boundary does not require aggression, it requires clarity. When you feel guilty, you may provide a long explanation, but excessive justification can create new opportunities for negotiation. A shorter answer is often more effective. Thank you for inviting me. I won't be able to attend. You can care about someone's feelings without making their approval a requirement for protecting your capacity. If someone pushes back, listen for useful information, but if they just want your previous over-availability, use the broken record approach. I understand this is important. I am not available tonight. Workplace boundaries exist within job responsibilities and power differences. The goal is to clarify expectations. Ask, which situations qualify as urgent? When am I expected to be available? Which priorities should change when new work is added? If your concerns involve harassment or unsafe conditions, seek guidance through appropriate organizational channels. This lesson is for education and is not medical, legal, or employment advice. Choose one area where a boundary would protect your most depleted resource. Complete these 4 statements. I become depleted when I am no longer available or willing to, I will say, and if the situation continues, I will. Start with one boundary. Consistency with one meaningful limit can begin changing the pattern. Remember, discomfort is not the same as danger. Someone's disappointment is not proof that you harmed them. Protecting recovery helps you remain present for what matters most. Healthy boundaries help you care without disappearing inside everyone else's needs. You may still feel guilty, and the conversation may still be uncomfortable, but discomfort is evidence that you are replacing an unsustainable pattern with a healthier one. You are responsible for communicating honestly and protecting the capacity required to live and work sustainably. Which boundary do you need most right now? Share your answer in the comments. In Lesson 9, we will explore how to recover your energy when burnout has left you physically and mentally depleted. Subscribe to Burnout to Break Through with Dr. Vincent Njoku and explore my book through the link in the description. Until next time, remember, a healthy boundary is not a rejection of others. It is a commitment to what you can give without abandoning yourself.